guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Yancy and this is my garden. Welcome back, guys. So today we are going to be harvesting the last watermelon in my garden. I have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I have about 3 watermelons left. I actually harvested one a couple of videos ago, I believe. So I have 4 and one of them was ready, and now all 3 they're ready right now, and I'm going to harvest it. The weather has been extremely inconsistent. The last 2 weeks has been in the early 40s, and then today weirdly it is 77 degrees. So I'm trying to take advantage of the weather. I think this week coming up is gonna have like really good weather, as far as it being in the low 70s, which is far better than the last couple of weeks where the high was in the low 60s and the low was in the low 40s. So I'm trying to take advantage of this week and just harvest the rest of my garden and whatever else that's left. But today we're doing the watermelon, and so after this video, I think the following video is just going to be harvesting whatever that's left in my garden, like the peppers. It's going to be an epic harvest with the peppers, because it is a ton of them. So all right, y'all, let's get started on harvesting these watermelons, because I am trying to get as much harvesting as possible before all of these animals come and eat them, and they've been trying to eat my watermelon like crazy. So come on, y'all, let's go harvest this stuff. And of course, if you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. So let's go hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and of course like the video, because we're about to get into some fun fall harvesting. Let's get started, y'all. All right, guys, come along.
One look and I breathe.
Alrighty, y'all, can you believe fall is quickly approaching? Oh my gosh, yeah, it is time to harvest this thing right here. It feels a little weird. I don't know, it has like a weird feeling, like a weird texture to the skin. I wonder why it feels like that. Maybe that's his way of telling me, get me out of here. But yeah, so this is an indication that the watermelon is ready. When the tendril that's closest to the watermelon is dried, that means the watermelon is ready. So this is absolutely ready. So that's one of it. And this right here, y'all, this is where I planted a watermelon. I had about, let's say 1, 2, 3. I had 3 watermelon plants in this bag. This bag, I think, is a 20-gallon grow bag, and I planted 3 watermelon plants in there, and then I put this marigold in there just to help with the pests, to keep them away. And for the most part, it really helped with the pests a lot. Like, they wasn't in here. The only person that was brave enough to come in here was a groundhog, and it was a huge groundhog. It didn't eat my watermelon, but it definitely was eating the watermelon leaves. Like, it loved it. I had it grown in this bag, and then I have like a chain link fence. If you guys didn't see, when I first planted this watermelon, I started to connect the vines to the fence so that it could grow on the fence, because, you know, watermelon, the vines are crazy. So instead of it like taking over my yard, I had it grown on the fence, and I think it was such a great idea, like as far as saving me on space, as well as keeping it all the way, you know, not sitting on the ground too much. I had 2 watermelons that sat on the ground like this one, and you will see right here something took a bite out of it. So I'm not sure how this watermelon is gonna be doing when I get in the house. Hopefully there's no rot on the inside, but I think it's fine because this hardened up, but we shall see when we cut it. This watermelon plant, oh, here's another one. As you can see, the tendril that's closest to it is dry, as well as, you know, the leaves. So that's indicating that it's ready and it's time to go in the house. But yeah, I think that when you are growing your watermelon, if you don't have like a trellis, which I highly recommend growing your watermelons on, if you have like a chain link fence, I think it is a great idea to utilize it as a trellis, because it helps keep the watermelon off the ground. Also, with doing that, it keeps it away from diseases like it rotting, as well as keeping it away from those husky animals like a groundhog or an evil squirrel that will want to eat your watermelon. And honestly, I believe I got about 8 or 9 watermelons from this watermelon plant from on this chain link fence, and I only had 2 damage. and one of the damage was a rot. You guys saw one of the videos that I will link into this video. At the end of this video, I will link my last watermelon harvest video where I harvested, I think, like 3 or 4 watermelons from here, and you will see that one of them had a rot under it, and that was because I harvested it too late, and it just had way too much water going into the watermelon, and it was ready, so it basically bust open, and it was sitting on the plant on the fence for a while, and then it started to rot from the bottom up. So that was the damage. That one was on me, but the other damage, you know, like from an animal, was just this one, because it's sitting on the ground, and I didn't really have like a lot of protection. I had it sitting inside of this little hammock, which wasn't really protecting it. It's just like making sure that this is not like sitting flat on the ground. That's about it. But once I saw that the animals did this, I decided to go ahead and put this bird netting around it to help protect it from any other animals from trying to eat it. Other than that, the only protection and support that I had on my watermelons, I created this little hammock out of a curtain. This right here is a curtain that I was no longer using, and I just wrapped it around, like create like a little hammock. I tied it right here, and then I tied it right there. And then I also use like pantyhose, like old pantyhose. This is also a method that I use with my cantaloupes, and it worked very well when you grow your cantaloupes or any of your melons on like a trellis, and you want to support it like a cantaloupe. Pantyhose is totally fine for it. It will support it, and you know, cantaloupes are not as heavy as watermelons, but watermelons are super heavy, so I would suggest you get something that's super sturdy, like a curtain or like a cloth type of support instead of the pantyhose. But yeah, so those are some of my tips for growing watermelons. And another tip for growing watermelon, I think growing it in a bag is a great idea if you want to save on space and you don't have a lot of space in your backyard or wherever it is that you're growing it on, because watermelon takes a lot of space. I mean, this thing early on, you know, when it was flourishing, the leaves, even though it was on this chain link fence, the leaves were still trying to like reach out onto the grass. It was still coming out on here, and it was still trying to extend. I mean, like this whole thing was like it was like it was buried by the watermelon leaves. And so if you decide to grow watermelon, just remember that this is a plant that is going to take up a lot of space, and if you want to save up on space, if you have something like, you know, a chain link fence, grow it on there. And growing it in a grow bag is a fantastic idea as well if you don't want to grow it in the ground and you're worried about pests or animals trying to eat it or take bites out of it, or even when they're young and you have things like slugs or snails that are biting the leaves. They will still climb up in the bag, because I had that happen, but I think it takes more effort for them to climb up here than it being on the ground. So those are some tips that I would give about growing your watermelon. Grow it in a grow bag if you don't have the space, or even if you do have the space, grow it in a grow bag. I think it's a great idea to grow it in a grow bag. I cannot believe I grew 8 watermelon off this 3 plant that I had in here, and it was 8 or 9 watermelon, and they were all successful with the exception of one that rotted. But still, that one looked amazing, like it was ready. I saved the seeds, you know, to grow next year. And then, you know, grow it in a grow bag, and get you a trellis if you don't have one, or grow it on anything that you have that you're not using, like a chain link fence. But yeah, y'all, let's get started. Those are just my little tips on growing watermelon. And then as far as fertilizers, I use bone meal and fish meal, and then worm castings, you know, all of those type of fertilizers. But later on, I just, you know, it started to get expensive, so I started making my own fertilizer, which was the banana peel water. And I let the banana peel, you know, sit in the water for a couple of days, and then I came and water all of my plants with it, and it worked very well. Like, the plants were super happy. Or sometimes when I eat the bananas, like, I'll save all the peelings and then come and bury it into the soil next to the plants and just cover it with some more soil. And then what that does is when it breaks down, you know, the worms and all of the beneficial pests come and eat it up and distribute whatever it is, all of the vitamins or fertilizers that goes in the soil naturally. So that's another natural fertilizer that you could use, or, you know, do, which is burying your banana leaves or your compost directly into the soil, and it's going to break down throughout the season and give your plant exactly what it needs. But all right, y'all, I just thought I came and give you guys like some little tips on how I grew my watermelon and what I believe made it successful. So now let's go ahead and harvest this thing and try to clean up a little bit. This is gonna be a short video. We're just harvesting the watermelons today, as well as doing a little cleanup, and then I provided you guys some tips on how to grow your own watermelon and be a successful watermelon grower like me. Let's cut this bad boy. Ooh, yes. Oh my gosh, y'all, look at this. This is amazing, y'all. Look at this watermelon. Oh my gosh, y'all, look how big this thing is. Look at how big this thing is. Oh my gosh. I got a watermelon, y'all, a watermelon. All right, y'all, let's go put this down and harvest the next one. Look at this beauty, y'all. I cannot believe that I am harvesting a watermelon almost at the end of October. How amazing is that? Y'all, I cannot wait to see what this watermelon look like, because this is the one that was bitten. So this is about to be really interesting. Oh my goodness. Ooh, this thing is heavy. Y'all, this thing is heavy. Ooh. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, look at this. All right, so this is where, I don't know, I think it was either a squirrel or a bunny or something, but it definitely tried to eat this. Look at that mark it left on there. It tried to do all kind of stuff. Like, look at all the scratches. Oh yeah, something definitely tried to eat this. So what I cannot wait to do is to cut it. Hopefully it's not rotten. This is not like soft, so I don't think it got like all the way in there, but because of this crack, we shall see. Let's go join your brother. Oh my gosh, y'all, look at this. I got two big watermelons. This is so unbelievable. I cannot believe that I'm about to have these in my house. Oh my gosh, I get to eat some cedar watermelon at least for the next couple of weeks, hopefully. All right, let's see what's up with you, little cute self. You're so cute. Y'all, if you do not hang your melon into a hammock like this one, you should start doing it. First of all, I think you should start growing your melons on the trellis. Like I told you guys earlier, I just think it's a great way to keep your watermelons healthy. Not just your watermelons, your melons. To keep it healthy, keep it off the ground, so all of these animals and these evil squirrels and stuff that's trying to take a bite out of it, it's not that they can't climb, but they're less likely to want to mess with it because they see that there's a barrier around it, and sometimes they think it might be a trap or something, like a contraption that may cause them harm, so they're more likely not to want to mess with it. So since I've been putting my melons and fruits and stuff in like a hammock like this one, I haven't had any issues except for that last watermelon that you just saw. That was the first damage I've had from any animal this year with any of my melons. So I really think like it is a good idea to put your melons on a trellis. It saves it from disease as well as pests and animals. So give it a try. I'm comparing it to people that also grew melons this year. A lot of them had issues with rots, you know, and the animals attacking it first before they got to it and like getting huge bites out of it. And I didn't have any of that issue except with that last watermelon, and that watermelon that the animals got to was on the ground. So it was completely underground, and honestly it was really there for the taking because I feel like I put it on display. But everything else, they didn't touch it. If I would have covered it well like the way I did, what you guys saw, after it got attacked, I put that little bird netting around it and it left it alone. If you do not grow your melons on the trellis, I think next year you should try. You should, and I think you'll be more successful with the growth as well as just harvest. Try it next year and let me know how it worked out in the comments. If you did grow your melons on the trellis this year, let me know how it worked out. I would love to get your feedback. But all right, y'all, let's cut this last melon and try to clean up a little bit because it's about time. Oh, Jesus. I do not have make this sound on your knees, y'all. Ooh, child. This is so cute. Yo, this is too cute, y'all. Look at how cute this is. Now this one is a little smaller than the other ones, but hey, still a watermelon. I can't wait to see what this tastes like. Also, this is so strange. Is this normal? It's like down here is lighter than up here. Like up here is like a little darker, and it also seems like the entire thing was getting lighter. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like it was gradually getting lighter. And to be honest with you guys, these watermelons have been on here for a while. I should have harvested these watermelons a long time ago. They've been ready for a while. So what I'm hoping is that it's not too soft on the insides. And if it is, I'll just make watermelon juice, because for the most part, I like my watermelon a little crispy. I had a watermelon that was a little bit soft from the last watermelons that I harvested on the other watermelon videos. It was a little soft and I didn't mind it, but it was like very juicy. It was like very watery. I know, right? Watermelon. But yeah, it was a little watery. So I'm hoping that these watermelons are not too soft on the inside, because I let it stay on the vine for too long and I kept watering it. But because they've been ready for a while. They've been ready for a while for sure. I just hadn't gotten a chance to harvest them, but I'm glad that I was able to harvest it today. And I have watermelons. Put you right here with your brothers and your sisters. Oh my gosh, y'all, look at this. Now this right here is a harvest. Oh my gosh. Watermelon, you know, it still have like it's still a little rough around the edges, you know, from being out here in the elements. But this one right here, it feels weird. It feels like it has like mini bumps. I don't even know if y'all can see it on the camera, but it looks like it has like mini bumps on there. All right, guys, this is the watermelon, y'all. All right, guys, I am done harvesting my beauties. So now I'm just gonna try to clean up this area. Fall is quickly approaching. I mean, are we in fall yet? I know fall starts in November, right? Whatever. It's time to clean up. It's looking kind of messy. I had the watermelons growing on the chain link fence, and I need to go ahead and clean it up so it can look nice again for next year. I'm gonna put you down and I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning up around this area, and who knows, I might use this grow bag to grow something else in it. I don't know. I told you guys I'm not really focusing on fall planting this year, but I may grow something, especially if it's not something that's going to go all the way into next summer, but I'll look into it. But I'm pretty sure I'm very, very late on fall planting. So if I'm planting anything, I will not be starting from seed. I will totally be going to the store and purchasing a seedling that I would be planting in the bed. So let's go ahead and clean it up. Everything that I am going to be cutting down when it's time to clean up, I'm just going to put it on top of each of the garden beds and use it as mulch and let it stay, you know, throughout the season. But all right, y'all, let me put you guys down as I go do some cleaning up, and then we're going to be done and end this video, because this video is solely for harvesting our beautiful watermelons. I still cannot believe that I grew watermelon, let alone all of the watermelon that I grew this season. I can't believe I have a green thumb. I got a green thumb, y'all. Hey. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. But anyway, all right, come on, y'all. Come on. Let's get this started. Alright guys, I am done cleaning up the area. As you can see, the fence is clean. But yes, y'all, I'm so excited that I was able to do that. Let me show you guys. So what I did in here in the grow bag, I didn't pull the watermelon all the way up, like I didn't pull the roots out. I'm gonna let it stay in there and let it break down by itself. It could either break down or who knows what will happen next year. But what I'm going to do is chop all of the plants like that I pulled off of the fence. I'm gonna chop it up and just layer it in here and let it do its thing. All right, y'all, I just got done chopping it all up. As you can see down here, it's all chopped up, and now I'm going to layer it in this grow bag, and hopefully all of the microbes and all of the vitamins and all that good stuff that's inside of the vine, it could decompose in here. Because you know, when you're growing in a grow bag, you really want to make sure that you're fertilizing the plants, because when you plant in ground, it gets its natural fertilizer from the soil that's in ground. You know, it pulls from different places, but when it's in a grow bag, you control the soil, you control what it is that goes in there. So make sure you're fertilizing when you are growing in the grow bag, and doing things like what I'm about to do, which is put in some compost in here, which is going to naturally decompose and create some worms and different things that your soil needs to give you that really good plant or that really good growth when you plant your food, and give it all of the nutrients that it needs. I'm gonna do that, and we have, like, you know, some months before next summer. I mean, a lot of months before next summer. So it's definitely gonna decompose, and if it doesn't, it will just layer up as a compost. And like I told you guys, I left the roots in here, so I am going to let whatever worms or whatever it is that's beneath the soil to eat it up and just naturally decompose that way and give the soil the nutrients that it needs. All right, y'all, we're almost done here, and then we're gonna go. All right, y'all, so this is how I layered it. I just put it on top of here, and hopefully it's gonna keep the animals out. And I want to use my grow bag as their bathroom. But yeah, y'all, that's how you do it. All of the nutrients from the leaves are definitely going to go into this grow bag, and I'm super excited. When it decomposes, it's gonna help with soil and everything, and next year we'll see what happens. It's gonna either break down, or it's gonna be to dry out and be used as a top layer or a top mulch. And then I will actually be planting my watermelons in this bag next year using the same methods that I did, which is growing it in the grow bag and letting it grow across the fence, and using my curtain or like any sort of cloth as a support, and creating like a sling for it so that it could support and carry the watermelon so that it does not fall from the vine. Because you know, watermelons are extremely heavy, which is why they grow on the ground. But if you're going to put it on a trellis or on your fence or however you're going to keep it up, make sure that you are using some type of support for your watermelon, so all of your hard work do not go in vain. But yes, y'all, this was a great season for watermelon. This was a great season for melons, period, in my garden. And I am so grateful that I was able to grow it. And I am going to do the exact same thing next year. So crossing fingers that everything worked out the same way that it did this year. And looking for a prosperous garden year next year. But all right, y'all, that's it. Watermelon season is over. Or summer gardening is over, I guess. So I'm super excited, y'all. And I hope you guys enjoyed me harvesting my babies. Was that a rhyme? But yeah, thanks for being here with me today, y'all. I am so grateful to have these 3 babies. Oh my God. And my kids love watermelon. My family loves watermelon, period. Thanks, you guys, for being here with me today. I hope you enjoy this video. If you did, of course, go ahead and like it. It is a free and easy way to support me and my channel. And if you're new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and help me reach my goals of 2K subscribers by my birthday, November 27th. I would truly appreciate that. And yeah, if you guys want more video content like this, click the notification bell so that when I post another video, you'll be the first one to get it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And leave in the comments if you grew any type of melons this year and what was your success rate with it. And let me know if you are going to grow watermelons next year with the method that I used. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day. And remember, you're exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. Happy gardening, y'all. Bye, y'all. Bestie. Martha Lorraine's signature luxurious body butter is packed with all natural skin loving ingredients such as cocoa butter, coconut oil, shea butter, vitamin E oil, and baobab oil. Whipped to perfection, it is lightly made to be easily absorbed into the skin without clogging your pores. This body butter is free of parabens, sulfates, and synthetic fragrances. Your new bestie.